Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Hobby Hotline Overtime, show 125, I believe, on 2/22/22. I'm your pal Val. With me is Chris Harris at Stale Gum. And
Always hope to have one Blue Jay game a year. It's an inside reference because it's 222.
oh, okay. And then Jason Dean
Yes.
Martin.
Hey Val, glad to be here. Like I said before, it's weird to do this show with you. We all know we do NASCAR radio, so this will be different for us.
Yeah, we talk about some stuff other than NASCAR, Formula One, and everything. So, and hello to everybody, or good evening to everybody in the chat. Let me get the ticker up here and get the invite. You can jump on the show. Eric's in the house. We just talked about you, Eric.
Etching, yes.
What's etching?
That's another inside joke.
Oh, okay. I'll have to find out about that at the National.
He always complains that the Topps Chrome cards aren't etched anymore.
Oh, I thought we always talked about the wood parallels that are missing.
Well, that's another meme.
Have they ever been found?
No.
They've been washed up on shore or anywhere, somewhere. Lost out at sea. Anyway, digress. Let's see. You guys doing all right?
Doing great.
Yeah. I'm kind of pinch hitting tonight, so.
Oh, we're glad to have you.
Always happy to be here. So
I'm still coming down off the high from Daytona 500. So
right.
That was a really good one there. So rookie won the Daytona 500, by the way, Chris, if you didn't know.
I saw the last half hour of it, so kind of exciting. Makes me want to get back into NASCAR again. So
I love the sound of that. Your collecting dollars will go much farther, as opposed to, I don't know, flagship
baseball at $130 a box.
Now, I did see them on the website for $97. I was looking for the Topps F1, which went on sale, and I got into the Topps website, and I saw the Q thing, the way they're working it now, and I'm like, oh, right, the F1. I get in there, and I'm looking. It's like, it's Topps Series 1 at $97 a box. So, no, I'm looking for F1. So I left the website, and then only later on did I find out that the F1 came back, and because it was on the UK site, and then they released flagship on the US site, and then F1 on the US site again later. So anyway, but I guess the days of the Topps being $60, $70 a box,
being affordable.
Yeah, sounds like that's gone, unfortunately.
For now.
Oh, you think we're fanatics?
Well, yeah.
All right. Go ahead. I was looking at just Eric's post here with F1, more like FU. So, because I told we were talking about this before, that F1, for everybody who doesn't know, they're about 125 on the site, and then on the secondary market, it was about $700 a box. Now they've come down to about $500 a box. So no autos and a one relic every other box.
So for $1,000, you can get you a nice F1 relic card, roughly.
Well, there are 18-pack boxes too. What was that, Chris?
A nice relic card of a back marker, probably.
I don't even know.
So what do you think, though? And I know we'll probably talk about this again twice this week. But what do you think with that decrease so fast? It went from 125 to 7 to 6 and 5, and that's where we've settled right now for a hobby box on the market. On the secondary market, it's about $500. Do you see a further decline, or do you think we've kind of settled into not the sweet spot, but a good resting place for that price tag
for the F1.
Yeah,
I think if everybody can wait, just to wait, because Chrome is due out in 15 days. So,
I
and
didn't
don't
even
forget,
realize.
yeah. So, because I've been doing the countdown, so 22 days for Dunruss Racing, and then 15 for Chrome. And I was telling Chris before, um, Ryan Cracknell was wanting a wrapper, so I was ended up getting a back of a wrapper from somebody
Right.
through one of the F1 groups, whatever, and posted it. And then saw where, they had the entry, send your entry in, so that you could be random drawing, and that expired in October. So these were supposed to be out back in July, and I was like, October whatever 31st of 21. So I guess supply chains and everything else. So to your point, they should have been out. So they have a really short window before Chrome comes out. So I don't know if people are going to sit on them. I like them, but I don't like them that much for $400 or $500 a box.
Right.
Because like I said, there's no auto and there's a relic, and of course I'm more of a base guy anyway, so it would be trying to make a set with only 18 cards a pack, and I think 8 cards a pack is like 144. It's a 175 card set. You get the inserts in them, so you're going to need at least 2 boxes. So,
or you can just buy a hand set for like what, $20?
I don't even know. I guess because of Lewis and the other stuff. But I am definitely going to keep an eye out for a hand collated set or something like that. So,
yeah.
But to Jason, what you're saying though is, if people can wait the 15 days, everybody's going to be on to Chrome. So.
Pricing model.
Let's see. Hey to everybody in the chat here. I'm looking to see who we got. Long Fly Ball, those back pages, Baseball Collector, and Logan Ward. That's all we need is Logan on here.
That name sounds familiar. I'm not sure why, but
we're not even going to go there.
So put up Long Fly Ball's question, because I'm trying to the WWE question.
Sure.
So I'm trying to figure out exactly where he's going. Hopefully he can, give me a little bit more direction here, because I'm wondering if he's meaning once they go to Panini or what they're.
I think that's what he means, because for those that are listening and don't know, the WWE trading card license for Topps expired at the end of last year and is now with Panini. And I believe the first product that Panini is going to be coming out with is Prism. And with it being the first Prism WWE product, I know a lot of guys on Twitter that collect wrestling cards are saying that this is just going to be nuts. It's probably going to be a 4-figure box right out of the gate.
Wow.
And, will the pricing model be similar to F1 or closer to NASCAR and UFC? If what you mean by closer to NASCAR and UFC meaning affordable and something that you can collect, probably for those first couple of releases, no. It'll probably be closer to the first couple of F1 Chrome releases. You're going to have to pay a lot of money for a box of that stuff.
I could see them releasing it the way that, and it kind of going the way that it happened for the AEW stuff with Upper Deck, where it started at 100, and then every week for the pre-sales, for Steel City or Blowout or whatever, it seemed like every couple of days it was up $10 or $15, and then it just eventually got to $250, and I think that's kind of where we tapped out. And it's kind of settled around the 200 for a hobby box. I see it kind of going that direction because people will be excited. And then we'll kind of see if there's disappointment or if there's excitement with it now being a new manufacturer and not Topps, because I think people kind of have gotten stale on Topps WWE stuff, so this might be good timing for that. Yeah, AEW is not Prism, but it was a first release.
It was the first release.
Yeah, and there was a lot of anticipation for that. I think anybody could have made AEW cards, and I think it would have had the anticipation coming out of the gate.
Yeah, and a lot of the AEW guys have never had a conventional trading card.
Correct.
Before,
yep.
So
yep.
You consider these quote unquote rookies. Well, this is basically the. Well, I don't know if I want to make this comparison, but this could be the wrestling version of 86, 87 Fleer basketball with so many rookies in one product.
Well, you're talking about Prism.
Yeah, and a lot of people.
I was going to say, well, you guys are talking about Prism. You only have those inserts, right? Color blasts of some of these folks, right? So those could be massive.
Yeah, and a lot of people, even though Prism wasn't around for the career of everybody, that term first Prism came up during the pandemic, and it's not rookie card money, but first Prism definitely commanded a premium. The stars, your Brady, LeBron, all those. So I could see that happening for sure. The first Prism phenomenon with wrestling.
A couple more questions in the chat. Do the wrestling entities advertise cards on their programs? AEW is advertising.
And I think they're doing a good job, too.
Yeah. Is AEW doing EPAC? Yes, they are. In fact, I think they announced today that they're going to have the first Keith Lee AEW card on EPAC soon.
Yes. And that'll be tomorrow, actually.
Tomorrow.
So what basically happened was the AEW EPACs, you could get what they called a preview card, and it was Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, CM Punk, and now Keith Lee. They're the same design as the base set, but they're called previews, but they are essentially add-ons to the base set.
Guys that aren't in the actual set.
Correct. The guys that came late and couldn't get added. Which, and I know Val, we talk about the Panini Instant. Upper Deck's not exactly doing the same thing, but I think they're doing a great thing by adding guys that couldn't be in packs in time. And Keith Lee, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, maybe I think he just showed up last week. I think that was his first week. It was either
I was actually at that show in Atlantic City too.
Okay, so he was there last week, and they're already adding his EPAC card. So if we get more debuts, and I know we will, because it seems like we get a debut every week with AEW, they're going to add more to this. By the time it's said and done, there could be 10 or 15. Right now there's 4, but this is a cool thing that Upper Deck's doing by adding to that base set unconventionally.
That's one of the things great about that, EPAC, and then getting that. I guess I'm assuming you can get it converted to physical, so it gives them time to get that going. But no more waiting for back in the old days. You had the Topps and the Topps traded set, and then we went to Topps now and Panini Instant, whatever. So now that's awesome that Upper Deck can do that and meet demand or anything that's new or whatever quickly. So that's awesome.
Something else I noticed with AEW cards, and Chris, you might have seen this as well. I've seen a lot of new collectors come in because they were wrestling fans, and now they're buying the AEW cards. And the reason I can tell that they're new collectors is their terminology's not correct. Because for blaster boxes, they're saying booster boxes. So you can kind of tell they're coming from the gaming side. But it's a great thing. I mean, that's more collectors, and Panini got the WWE license at the right time because all this new influx of collectors has come in with AEW. Prisms are coming out with their first release, or for Panini's first release for WWE. Everything is perfect for adding new collectors, and I wish we could get this for NASCAR, and that's a whole different topic, but it's the perfect storm for wrestling right now, and Panini timed that as good as they could.
Yes.
So long fly ball saying I'm hoping WWE Prism. So this is at an affordable price under 700 and can get it in. So I guess, I don't know when that goes on sale. So between the big three and then Panini website, if they're going to imagine if they do a first off the line and then.
I just hope they don't do that Dutch auction stuff. I hope it's just for sale and you get it if you get it. Like, don't ruin it from the beginning with a Dutch auction, so.
Yeah.
Well, with the economy the way it is, we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier too, with a lot of stuff going on and everybody's getting squeezed for discretionary income. So price of gas going up and food and everything else. So while these things are awesome, they're not very tasty.
But if you do have the money, and if you're looking for something of a store of value, high-end trading cards are a good place to put it. And we saw this week a Kobe Bryant card sell for $2 million.
So, Chris, are you familiar with this series?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's
97, 98 Metal Universe.
Okay.
And they had a parallel called the Precious Metal Gems, which was serial numbered to 100.
Okay. So this was like the Jordan that came out, I guess it was a few years ago.
Yeah. Okay. And the first 10 are the emerald green, and the remaining 90 are the ruby red. And even numbered to 100, these are very tough to find coming out of packs. So if you've managed to have busted a box, you're probably going to have to go through maybe multiple boxes just to find one. So these cards aren't all that hard to find. And this is really one of the first low-numbered parallels in basketball. And because of that, it's kind of maintained that the PMGs have maintained kind of an aura around them, even though other even lower number parallels have come along since. So $2 million for a Kobe Bryant card, especially in these times, I could see this selling for $2 million. So yeah, this was apparently a private, brokered privately through PWCC. So we don't know who bought it. I don't think. So yeah, $2 million.
So it's probably in the PWCC vault, and it went from one shelf to another shelf.
One shelf to another.
Yeah, very possible. And I think with this, and you mentioned it, being numbered to 100. Number to 100 back then is not what it is today, because today you have 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 199, 299, 499. Back then it was not like that at all. So the rarity is there. But the interesting part I thought about this was there is one other example of this card that was graded with the same grade by Beckett. But it doesn't say, who owns it or any transactions. So there is another one out there.
And that's another thing with this. This was graded, I think, a BGS 8.5.
Yep.
And that's almost like a 10 for these cards because they're etched foil and they chip easily. Most cards PMGs that I've seen have been in like the 5 or 6 range. Or even, I think, because these cards don't grade very well, people, when they submit them to grading, they just ask for like an authentic grade, not even a grade at all. So an 8.5, that's pretty much almost like a 10, almost.
Yeah, and with this sale, it surpassed the BGS 10 Black Label Topps Chrome Rookie, the 96-97 card that sold for 1.7 last March. So this is now the most expensive Kobe card out there, officially, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. and that was almost last year, almost a year ago, 11 months. So,
yeah, as those back pages put it, back in my day, we only had one parallel in each set, and we liked it.
yeah. Well, the print runs weren't as much either, probably.
Yeah.
So is that your segue into Topps flagship about
it
print
is.
runs?
Great segue there, Val.
So go ahead. I'll let you start it then.
All I know is, as a NASCAR guy, maybe F1 and some other, and just kind of falling into Topps flagship for 97 a box and not buying it because I thought 97 was too high. Anyway, I did see those Wanders, Franco's PSA 10, first one sold for like $2,000. I was just losing my mind over this. And I don't, with the print, I'm assuming that the print runs are higher. And with everything going on the years prior, and it only makes sense that Topps would, crank it up a little bit. Not to 1987, but back, or 1988, but back down.
Well, we're not quite to 87 levels yet, but the way the print runs have been escalating over the last 5 or 10 years, we may get there soon.
Yes, so I'll give some numbers. Unfortunately, I can't give credit to this. I saw it on Facebook. Somebody did some estimations for print runs of the Topps, the base cards. The total print run estimated was right under 729,000 per card. So that is saying essentially there are over 700,000 copies of that Wander Franco with the rookie card logo for 2022 Topps. So, we don't have print runs for most of the stuff that's out there. But 700,000 has to be above anything else we've ever seen.
Yeah. I think most base cards in the junk wax era between the big three, Topps, Fleer, and Donruss, have been in the maybe 2 to 3 million range. So 750,000 or 700,000. That's not quite junk wax level, but it's starting to get there if it goes on this trajectory over the next couple of years.
So whoever did this estimated, the numbers, 105,000 hobby boxes, 105,000 jumbos, and then, a few 100,000 for complete sets. And that's kind of how we ended up with the 729,000. Whether they know exactly or did the math or just estimated everything, I mean, even if we get up to 1 million, it's or even down to 500,000, it's still a crazy number. And then, like you're saying, Val, that card PSA graded 10 for $2,000. No card should sell for $2,000 when there's 700,000 possibilities, to get a 10 essentially.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything special, right? It was just a base or whatever. So,
Which, and even the base card sales, they started in the $60, $65 range when it first came out, and now they're down to 12 or 15. So whatever that is, 2 weeks or so that it's been out, maybe a week and a half. It's dropped significantly already. So
sounds like you want to be the first one to open the box and the first one to sell everything out of the box.
Yeah, definitely. But even I can give personal experience. I went to Walmart today and I saw, Topps on the shelf, and I almost bought it. But then I reminded myself, it's Topps, it's Series 1. It'll be there. It'll be there in a couple weeks. It'll be there in a month.
It'll be restocked.
Right. It's not going to go away, and then we're going to get Series 2. So, and they've already
the factory sets as well.
Yeah. So. And they've already started advertising the complete sets.
I'm gonna go pull from Chris here. In my day, I'm looking for those stuff on clearance with the clearance sticker. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about? Hated Beans Ball Card Blog and the 70s Card Show. Uncle Rich. I think that's all the new folks in the chat. Let's see. I heard about this one here. Mitchell and Ness being bought up. Any comments?
Well, there was a time about 20 years ago where you couldn't watch a new hip hop video without at least one person wearing a vintage Mitchell and Ness jersey. But then again, that was 20 years ago. But Mitchell and Ness, it's a nostalgia brand. They've been around for years. What hasn't Fanatics bought lately?
So while you're talking, maybe think of a couple of things here. One is, does Mitchell and Ness hold any licensing that Fanatics doesn't have that can simply tuck in? I worked for a food company, made crackers or whatever, and it was easier to acquire a cookie company that already had shelf space in Target than trying to get into Target. So
your answer for that question is they have licensing deals with NBA, NFL, MLB, Major League Soccer, and several NCAA universities.
All right, so whatever they don't already own, they've just gotten rid of competition. And then also, I was thinking about the nostalgia brand, right? So everything that's old is new again. Is it time to bring back some of these brands using Fanatics' marketing appeal and, parents buying stuff for the kids for the Mitchell and Ness or I was telling you about the Cooperstown, different collection type stuff. So it could be a smart play then.
Yeah, it's a brand that has a legacy, and it's a brand that still has some what's the word I'm trying to use here? Still has some cachet among folks. So
Beans Ball card and the Monopoly here. I don't know about that, but of course, I don't know. He was Ken worked for one of those companies. So, hated Kevin Jones and Ziggy No.
I mean, we've talked about Fanatics so often lately because of the trading card aspect that I think a lot of us have forgotten, what they kind of started with is, apparel and memorabilia and being team shops for, Major League Baseball and even Lids now. Their team shop is Fanatics. I don't know if it's Fanatics owned or just Fanatics run. But if you would try to buy something off Lids or, for me, the Washington National site, it's the same stuff, same options, same look and feel and, categories and all that. To me, this is not as card based as, we would hope. I think it's more of, Fanatics is acquiring this apparel company that they can sell on our website. But I would love to see some tie-ins. Lids a few years ago did a Topps release. Every New Era I think it was every New Era baseball cap you bought, you got a pack of Topps cards, and it was that special set just for that store. So I would love to see that incorporation, with Mitchell and Ness and, Lids, of course, or any of the brands that they have or the licenses. So I think the more options that we get with Fanatics, we can see more of that 90s food promo, the cards like in Hostess and Post and all that. I think we could see some of that come back a little bit.
So Long Fly Ball said it's brilliant on Fanatics' part for everyone that refuses to buy their stuff and will buy Mitchell and Ness as competition. The money still flows to the same place. I actually bought NHL jerseys for my daughter, and if I went to Fanatics' site or went to the NHL site, it's just basically it's the same stuff.
Yep.
So it's being fulfilled by Fanatics. So, and then I saw this one in here, and I got to answer this one. So because I know we get it quite a bit on our show here. So where is it? So why is the biggest event in NASCAR the first race of the year? Seems backwards, like the Super Bowl being the first game. So we get this quite a bit on the show, or we've talked about it before, and I think the reason is that there's a break from November, December, January, and basically everybody is going for that first race. They've had months to prepare for it and bring their best A game, and so it's a kickoff of the season, and everybody's had big bragging rights for the rest of the year, and it's one of the largest tracks. I think there was a sale at about 130,000 folks there. So Super Bowl, I think, had about 77 or something like that. So I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's one of the big things.
So why don't the other motorsports have their big event of the year first?
Well, the other part is NASCAR is located in Daytona. NASCAR owns Daytona.
Yeah.
Bill France built Daytona. So when you own the narrative too, so Memorial Day is here in Charlotte is the longest race at 600 miles. So, but it's one of the bigger tracks. And then again, this track, I think this was the 65th running of it. So it's been around a while. But yeah, I thought the same thing when I first got into NASCAR. I was like, why is the first race the one? But that's the one everybody wants to win. There's only a few really prestigious races, not the ones that everybody wants to win. And Daytona is definitely the 500 is one of them. So I don't know if anybody watched the race. I think it was Tony Stewart hasn't won it. Kyle Busch. And these guys are all Tony. That was one of the things Tony Stewart was saying as commentary is that's one that still kind of gets him that he wasn't able to win. So he won the July race, I don't know, 14 times or something like that. So, but never been able to pull off Daytona 500. So. Need to move it back to the beach. Yeah, it used to be partly on the highway and the other part coming back on the beach because the packed sand of Daytona Beach.
So Val, stick with the racing. We're just going to go over. What do you think about Emmitt Smith being a NASCAR owner now? Scott is Emmitt Smith cards and racing products.
I can't wait for Michael Jordan or Emmitt Smith or anything. I think we're talking about it that the price of ownership has come down, and with the Gen cars trying to make it cost effective, and then with some of the stuff going on, a lot of folks have expressed interest in owning teams. So I think it's awesome. Brad Daugherty owned a part of a team before Michael Jordan. Everybody knows about Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin owned a team, and now Emmitt Smith, Pitbull's part owner of Trackhouse. So it's just not Joe Gibbs and Jack Roush and Rick Hendrick. There's a lot of other folks coming into the sport.
I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the early 2000s, Don Russ made a set called Fans at the Game for, correct me, I want to say football. It was Fans at the Game for football. But they also had
them in baseball too.
Okay. So it was all, and they also had autograph versions. I would love to see Panini just recreate that design and use it for something like this, because if they did an owners of, they couldn't do of the game, but the checklist that they would have would just be amazing. I mean, and Rich Frank mentioned Joe Gibbs. We could get guys like that in there as well.
So Joe Gibbs, only one in 2 different Hall of Fames.
Yeah, so I mean, something I wish Panini would explore more than they do, and I'm not going to start that conversation. But Emmitt Smith, Jordan might not be accessible, but Emmitt Smith definitely is, at least for right now.
And I think in the years since, Panini has, from time to time, put a fans of the game type inserts in some of their basketball and football products. But apparently not in NASCAR. Not yet.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I'm sure everybody would. So could Jordan's ownership be a loophole to get Jordan's cards outside of Upper Deck's grasp? Yeah, I don't know, him in a tie or something.
Probably not.
Yeah, I think it'd be too hard for them to try to get something like that.
Yeah, we asked Tracy probably a year or 2 ago, and I mean, expectedly he tiptoed around that question and didn't really give an answer, but I thought I would try to squeeze as much out of him as we could. But I don't know what that contract is for Jordan in Upper Deck, but it sounds like, and I'm sure you guys remember the one card that had Jordan in the background. So there's some kind of stranglehold that Upper Deck has for Jordan for everything. Like he can't even, his eyelashes can't even be on the card, like it's crazy. So
no Jordan image on cardboard.
Right.
We'll probably get a Pitbull card before we get a Jordan card. Let's see, what other subjects do we have today?
I think we kind of blew through what I had.
We could use some callers. Hint, hint.
Brad and so we have a big thing going on with NASCAR. So the Press Pass made a series, or I don't know if it was a parallel or not, called Skid Marks. so it was I don't want to say atomized rubber from the tires that they use to print on the cards. So
The Rock repeat his Super Bowl performance.
Which one? What? I don't know what he did. The Rock repeat.
He just cut a promo at the beginning of the Super Bowl.
Oh, was he on the 500? I thought he did something on the 500. If I remember, I thought they had everybody. They're bringing everybody out for NASCAR right now. They had the guy from Blackish, Anderson, doing the lineups and everything.
Anderson.
Anthony, thank you. Uh-oh. Looks like we got somebody here.
Oh, great.
Somebody say skid mark.
Yes.
Speaking of skid marks.
What's up, Chris? What's up, boys? How y'all doing?
Good.
How you doing, Brad? How are you?
Hey, man, you asked for trouble. You get it.
Yep.
What is going on? Look at her. Come on, Chris. It ain't that bad. I'll only be on for like 5 hours.
All right.
I thought you liked my shirt.
Get it over
I
with.
did like your shirt. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, Rubbin is racing Daytona 500. You know, if it ended up any other way, I'd have been depressed. I did buy a box of Series 1, and I did not get a Wander. I did not get a Wander Franco.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Okay.
no Wander Franco for me. It was that's a good question, Rich. What are the earliest NASCAR cards there, Val? I know you know.
Well, it's either an image of a car or actual driver of a car. So if you want an image, it's 1970 Fleer, and Fleer didn't know what to call it, so it was called drag strips, and it had all different kinds of cars in there. They had 2 NASCAR cards as well as the Ford GT. If anybody saw Ford versus Ferrari, one of the main characters, they have him in one of the Ford GTs. So, and then also 1972 STP, and those were handed out actually 50 years ago. That Speed Week and during some of the racers, Andy Granatelli from STP fame. So it was like 11 cards in that set. They're starting to get pricey, but those are some of their always ones. And then if you want your typical Beckett definition of packs and factory sets and stuff like that, then it was the 1988 Max. So
I actually have a question for you, Mr. Harris, and this is a legitimate question.
Oh,
so
okay.
Topps is bringing out the new Topps Formula One cards that are coming out. So do the F2 drivers in last year's cards that moved up to F1, which would you consider as their rookie card? Their F2 or their F1 rookie, or their F1
Probably
card?
their F2 cards from the previous year, right?
Well, would you call that a pre-rookie, or would you call
If
that?
it's in the set with all the other F1 drivers, then it would be an F1 rookie, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I mean,
think about
that's what
this.
I'm asking.
Okay, think about this for a moment.
Because you've got
Take a
Bowman
set
first.
like, I don't know, like a late 90s Bowman baseball set.
Yeah.
Are all those guys who were in the minors who are in that set, are those not major league rookies?
No. Mm-mm. And some of the
Well, that's a
drivers.
wrong answer because they are.
No. Well, okay. But, I mean, that tells you how tired I am. But they'll move up into Formula One. So are the F1 or the
Okay,
F2.
let me take another example here. Do you consider the 1985 Topps Mark McGwire Olympic card to be his one and only rookie card or not?
So if I say yes, that actually I only think the Topps the other card is the true rookie card. I think that's a different set and a different card. What makes it unique is it's in the same set in the F series, in the F series. So therefore, and it's part of the set. So I see, and yeah, the 85 Topps. I mean,
but that's a major league set, right?
Only because it's in the same set previously is where it would lead to the confusion.
So I'm going to say I'd agree with Rich Frank on the XRC, but I disagree with the 87. I like the 85 on the McGwire.
Yeah. The 85 is the rookie card. So
what's so great is everybody
even
has
though he
to collect
wasn't pictured as a major league player, it's his major league rookie card. So with these F2 drivers that were in last year, it's in an F1 set. So even though they're not F1 drivers, that's their rookie card.
Okay.
As long as it's their first card.
And if you're interested in the F1, we'll be talking about that this week. We'll be breaking down the 22 roster, so you know who to go after in the F2s. So
how's that for a plug?
Yeah,
there you go.
No, I think it's great because you want to collect both, right? The 85 McGwire, the 87 McGwire. You need both. So,
but that was something we talked about last week because I asked the question of, do the F1s have the rookie card logo? And they do, but the F2s do not. Correct? There's no rookie card logo designation on them.
I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look. I think they're like fresh.
Cares about that damn logo.
Right? I think maybe it's like fresh as faces, or I don't know.
It's a marketing gimmick.
Gotta have both, right?
It counts for people, though. It counts for people.
Well,
I didn't say I liked
rookie
it.
logo,
I just said
then does that count? You got the rated rookie, like the Donruss rated rookie. I didn't mean to whip you, Chris. I mean, somebody called for me to be on, so I thought I'd jump on and say hi.
I mean, I appreciate it.
You asked for a caller, so
Really,
I thought I'd jump on. I mean,
I was expecting someone.
Somebody else, anybody else?
Yeah.
anybody but me, huh?
No, I do one thing I do want to talk about. So tops, I don't know if it's like sketch cards or something like that were totally different. Those caught my attention. They look pretty cool.
They're the ones that are like die cut to look like the old
Tops logo, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a Wander that was on eBay like last week that sold for like 4 figures. So,
has anybody seen the acetate ones? I haven't seen the acetate ones yet.
Somebody pulled somebody did pull a clear Wander.
That's a mean card right there.
Yeah, that's you could probably get 5 figures for that easily right now.
Now, has anybody put out any bounties or anything? I know Blowout would sometimes put out bounties for the 101 or whatever. So I don't know, or is it too early for the bounties?
I don't
think it's worth putting out the bounties.
Yeah, there's just so much of like.
I thought the estimate was like 30 million cases or something like that.
No, but I'm saying you're putting the bounty on the 101 or something like that. Not for any Franco, but I mean, like they did the Otani and some of the other stuff.
Yeah, I haven't heard of
it's probably going to be pulled in
bounty yet.
It's probably going to be pulled in that New England shop where the guy pulled the guy that pulled the last 2 101s.
Everybody running in there and buying the wax from there. It's like if somebody's got the Powerball, whatever, everybody wants to go buy their Powerballs there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
you're Charbonneau.
I'll stop aggravating y'all. I'll get out of here, and I still haven't had dinner yet, so I'm gonna go eat dinner. And y'all have fun. And skid mark.
See you
later. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, Brad. That reminds me. So we'll put out if you want to call into the show. What's everybody want to talk about? We know about the rookie logo. For Haley Deegan, they pretty much put it on all her cards, any series. So that's where you get over saturation of the rookie card logo.
So I wonder if they kept going, how aggravated people would actually be if they were just like, let's just do it every year, see what happens, see if people just keep collecting and paying for them.
Well, now that she's been in the truck series for like 3 years, she hasn't had the rookie logo. So I guess when she goes to the Xfinity or the Cup series, we'll see what happens. So. But she's stayed in one level here for a few years, so they haven't been able to put that rookie logo on.
Thoughts, impressions, opinions of breakers accepting bounty offers.
Some shady business right there.
Bill, yeah. A lot of shady shenanigans.
So I've not heard. Has this happened? I don't know.
I'm not aware of breakers accepting bounty offers on individual.
Now, like I've seen bounties out there, but I've not seen where if you buy the team and we have a bounty on the card, we keep the card. I have not seen that. So
yeah,
if I did see it, I think they would get blasted. Oh, so he said that there was one. I haven't heard anything about that.
Posting the link in the chat if everybody wants to.
Breaker accepted a bounty on an Ovechkin card. There's wild, wacky stuff there.
But just when you think you always say this, when you figure it out, things change.
Right.
Especially in this hobby, so nothing stays the same for long. Oh, Ovechkin medal. First I heard of it. So.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that yet.
Of course, Rich, he likes any Haley Deegan card. It's a good card.
Someone asked a question that probably is better suited when it first happened. But we've talked so much about tops already. What do you think about the sealed sets, or not the sealed sets? Excuse me, the complete sets possibly being parallel sets? Do you think that kills the complete set collecting aspect, or do you think it makes it better?
I think it's kind of stupid.
Did they do that again last year?
They did that again.
They did do it again.
Okay.
And
the thing is, I think they're only in Walmarts. So
true.
It's a regular old factory set, but you get a 1 in 3 chance of every card that you get being a parallel.
So I see the good part, and I see that, people are going to buy multiple sets. They're going to try to open and get, the parallels or the flip opportunity. But I also see kind of the crappy part for, that I don't want to label, but, the old style collector that I just want to buy a complete set, not touch it, put it on my shelf. Yeah. Well, you might not have a complete set. You might have the Gold Star parallel or whatever, and you might be pissed off in 20 years when you open it and it's not, what you think it is, or you could be happy. I guess there's that part too. But with the advertisement for the complete sets again, they're doing it. At least it's expected. But just kind of with the Wander talk and the Tops talk, it just kind of...
Imagine if this model were applied to other consumer goods, though. Okay, you buy a box of Kellogg's cornflakes, and it's sitting on your shelf, and you have a 1 in 3 chance of that being Frosted Flakes. It's not what you asked for. It's added value.
I love how simple your comparison was, but so spot on.
I mean, it's not what you wanted.
Right,
you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting something you didn't want and didn't ask for.
Right.
And
even though you got the
just
cheaper
don't understand
version.
Why these sets exist. What's so wrong with a regular? I mean, there are already too many different versions of the Topps factory sets as is.
Well, I didn't realize it.
Why do we need another one?
Old school, where when you bought a factory set, it was the regular card, but now the factory set has a different designation on it than it does. So when I open the packs now, it says like Series 1, Series 2, or I guess complete set or whatever it is on a complete set. It's not. So you can distinguish a factory set card from a regular card.
I still think that the base cards still have Series 1 and Series 2 on them. But it's that 5-card bonus pack of rookies that'll all say complete set on the back.
Yeah.
So you've received Frosted Flakes and diabetes.
Yeah, for my example of the complete set, I normally try to buy one, and I try to buy one that has, either the 5-card foil board parallels and try to flip it and basically break even, or, like the autograph rookie patch or whatever. But the first year that the Topps came out with this, I did buy 3 or 4 sets because I was like, well, I'm going to try to take the chance. And, I did. The first one I opened, I got the Gold Stars, and I thought, oh, I'll keep going, see what happens. And I got shafted the rest of the way. But it did make me buy more. I spent $200 instead of $50. So I see the good for Topps.
Well, that's
I think the first year that they came out, I noticed the first year that they came out, there were a lot of people that were slicing them open and opening them up and to see what was inside and leaving them on the shelf if they were the regular, and just keeping the 5-card bonus pack. But for this year, I know they made a lot more of them, and there's still a lot of them out there on Walmart shelves, so not hard to find.
Yeah, actually, the Walmart that I was in today up near Baltimore had a stack of them, so
yeah,
definitely not hard to find.
Walmart I was in this afternoon here in Delaware had about 5 or 6 of them.
Yep.
So.
Factory sets.
Not just the factory sets, but these specific
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we don't.
factory
My
sets that
Walmart.
have a 1 in 3 chance of getting frosted
Yeah.
flakes.
No, no factory sets. But I mean, one thing I was thinking about when you were talking about tops and stuff like that, if they'll bring back the Oots
Utz, you kill
parallel
me. Utz.
sorry,
Utz.
Utz.
Yeah,
The
I'm
Utz.
with you. Food inserts all day. I'll take them all day. I wish there were more of them, and I liked them because at least the set was more than 10 cards or so. It was 100.
Yeah, it was a bit.
That was kind of
It was kind of tough to. It was like 3
excessive.
card packs. Yeah, so. But I did notice that they didn't do it last year, and that Utz they because of the economy or whatever inflation, now it's like a 10 bag grab bag instead of a 12. But anyway, so I haven't heard anything. I know last year they kind of shelved it, so pun intended. But
yeah, that's unfortunate.
it
doesn't seem like those food issues can get enough traction.
I don't know. I guess people don't. If they're a player collector, they're not going after their team, or they're not going after.
Well, it's not only that; it's the world we live in now. People want autographs and relics, and don't necessarily care that it just has this fancy logo in the corner that makes it different. So I think it appeals to the old school collectors, like me and you. I don't necessarily care for an autograph. It's cool if it's there, but I like the chase and the hunt where I have to buy 75 bags of chips to, maybe make a set. But, I think it's cool, but I think we're in the minority now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Logan had a point. Flippers can't make money off of food issues.
Yep.
Unless you want to flip bags of potato chips on eBay.
I was gonna say you could break. You're literally breaking bags.
I'll tell you what. This happened when I was at Steel City and we were trying to build those sets. I was buying these 12-pack, the mini bags of Utz, and I was taking them to work, and I had a lot of friends around that time that were taking my chips, but they didn't mind. But yeah, it's not flipper friendly.
So that's one thing I did was I don't know if it was good, but because I was building that set and was getting my hands on those packs, but bringing them to the show and giving them to folks at the shows. So as long the greasy hands went past my table. So
that 70s show has a comment there. It says you can put autos in fast food. Yeah, you can put autos in food issues. Yeah, absolutely. But then what does it change from the distribution and the pack out? Do we get 3 cards in a pack or do we get 1? So I'd be curious to see what it would have changed. I'll never know. They'll never put that out there, but it's a good thought.
Yeah, the Hostess. I remember the Hostess and Kraft and M&Ms and.
Oh yeah, Long Fly Ball had to remind us about it was 8 months ago, last summer, when people were buying cereal by the caseload for those Pokemon cards.
Oh, and the McDonald's Happy Meals.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, that's Uncle Rich Kellogg's.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you buy a thing of Oreos and get your Pokemon cookies, as opposed to regular Oreos. So, but
well,
I was gonna say, if anybody else has nothing else to talk about, anybody else in the chat going once? Don't know. You guys have any final thoughts? Anything coming up this weekend? I know we had the Hobby Hotline Saturday show.
Opening weekend of the MLS season.
Oh yeah.
The Philadelphia Union are good, and I can't wait. So
I don't know how Charlotte's gonna do, but we'll see.
Yeah, well,
if we got enough players, come on down. You might have to play.
Yeah, there's a couple of open roster spots, apparently. Not very well planned. So.
Yes. IndyCar starts this weekend. Yeah, we talk about that this weekend or on the show this week. Pops NBA is back. I don't know about that. Oh yeah, the lockout's still going strong. Yeah, I guess they could not come to an agreement after that was 5 hours or whatever. Not looking good. They need to watch, make sure they don't get passed by all the other sports.
So,
any parting words there, Mr. Chris Harris?
No,
That's
sir.
still Jason?
I don't know. It's just kind of volunteered for this. This wasn't my regular turn, so always happy to pinch hit. I'm always happy to be the David Brenner of this program. So always set the record for Tonight Show appearances because he was always there when a guest canceled. So,
well, I appreciate all your knowledge that you bring to the show.
Yeah. And famous last words: keep on rocking in the free world, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Jason, anything for you?
No, nothing to say. I'm a man of few words.
I'm just looking at the comments here some more. So, all right, let's see how we get going. So, check out NASCAR Radio. I'm at NASCAR Radio on Twitter, Instagram, and our show drops on Friday with me, Jason, and Logan. So, and join Hobby Hotline next Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern, and we're out of here.